Hello, everybody. My name is Roy Nemmer of Mundo Albiceleste.com, and welcome to another video. And this time around, we are at the very end of the European club season, and we are going to talk about the 5 Argentine players that have won league titles in the top European leagues this season. So let's just get to it. The first one we're going to get to is Julián Álvarez and Manchester City in the Premier League. Manchester City once more league champions. Julián Álvarez adds another trophy to his growing career. And if we look at his statistics only, just on paper, what he's done for Manchester City this season, he took part in 36 matches, scored 11 goals, and assisted 9 times. He was part of the starting 11 82%, and participated in 21% of the goals. Now, the thing about Alvarez, and he's been a topic of discussion pretty much everywhere on MundoAlbiceleste.com, on our social media channels, even here on YouTube. And essentially, a lot of people are saying, well, Alvarez is not getting enough minutes. He's coming on as a substitute often, especially in the second half of the season. He should maybe leave Manchester City and go on loan. I'm going to say this, and I've said this before about Alvarez. I'm a massive fan, and I love Pep Guardiola, and I've been a little bit critical of Guardiola in the past in terms of his, him using Alvarez, especially now in the last month or so, where I thought in the bigger matches, Alvarez could have been used and maybe even started a couple of them, but he didn't. I'm very happy with Alvarez staying at City as long as it means he gets regular minutes. I have no problem with that. If we look at Alvarez's season, there's really, I kind of look at it in the first half of the season and the second half. The first half, he scored a lot of goals. He assisted a lot. And especially when Kevin De Bruyne got injured, Alvarez was the one who replaced him. It was actually Alvarez, of all people in the squad, that took De Bruyne's position in the team on the pitch. And he did very well. He was taking the free kicks, scoring them. He was taking corner kicks. He was shooting. He was assisting. He was doing everything. And in the second half of the season, his numbers kind of dropped a little bit. And I understand that. I really do. Because someone like Alvarez, when he's so versatile, it's, in my opinion, I find it difficult for a player, no matter who it is, to consistently score goals if a lot of the times you're playing in different positions. So one match he'll be playing on the left wing. After that, he'll be in midfield. After that, in the next match, he'll be up front. So it's difficult to get that rhythm going for any player. And Alvarez is a team player, and he's ended the season pretty well. He has 3 goals in the last 4 or 5 games for Manchester City, at least in the Premier League. So, good for him. He adds another trophy to his growing collection. And, if we just look at his collection of trophies won at 24 years old with Argentina, the World Cup, the Copa America, the Finalissima, with River Plate, the Libertadores, the league title, the Copa Argentina, the Supercopa, the Trofeo de Campeones, the Recopa, and with Manchester City, that's now 2 Premier League titles, a Champions League, an FA Cup, a UEFA Super Cup, and a FIFA Club World Cup, and still 1 more trophy to potentially add to his cabinet next Saturday versus Manchester United. So for me, Alvarez, this is a successful season, no doubt about it. Let me know down below, how would you rank Alvarez's season out of 10? And just overall, are you happy? Are you disappointed? Were you expecting more? Were you expecting less? Let me know down below. And of course, for Julián Álvarez, we know if he's going to get selected for the Copa America with Argentina or not. I think we kind of all know the answer to that one. But going from one league champion to another, and this one, maybe we're not so sure if he's going to make the Copa America or not with Argentina. It is Walter Benítez, the goalkeeper with PSV Eindhoven, the Dutch league champions. Benitez, who played 33 games with them, only allowed 20 goals and kept a league-high 18 clean sheets with them. A very good season for him, his second season with the Dutch club. I've always been a fan of his. I have been for several years, even back when he was still playing in France with Nice. So very happy for him. And let me know down below, would you take him for the Copa America? We spoke about this in our last live discussion. If you haven't checked it out, by the way, it's on YouTube. Go check it out. But we spoke about it. We spoke about the goalkeepers that are rumored to be selected. And we know Franco Armani is set to be the backup goalkeeper. But we don't know what's going to happen with Benitez. Is Benitez going to be selected? Is it going to be Geronimo Rulli? Is it going to be Juan Musso? Is it going to be somebody else? We don't know. But what we do know is Benitez is a league champion. He had a very good season once more with PSV. And let me know down below if you would take him to the Copa America with the Argentina national team. And if yes, would he be your second choice goalkeeper or third? And if you wouldn't select Walter Benitez, let me know who would you pick for Argentina as the second or third choice goalkeeper in place of Walter Benitez. Now, going up the pitch from a goalkeeper, no defenders, but we do have a midfielder and somebody who made history with Bayer Leverkusen. Of course, I'm talking about Exequiel Palacios, a league champion in the Bundesliga, made history undefeated throughout the entire season. A truly Cinderella type story for them. He played 24 matches, had 4 goals, 4 assists in the starting 11, 62% of the time. And, you know, we look at those stats. In my opinion, it's a little bit misleading. Now, more often than not, he played as a defensive midfielder for Leverkusen. He can play further up the pitch. He could be a little bit more versatile and has played a couple of games more as a central midfielder. But generally speaking, he very much played as a defensive midfielder for them. And he's somebody that was very important for Leverkusen. Xabi Alonso is a fan of his. And someone like Palacios, you cannot just look at the stats with him. You really have to watch him play. And I thought, I ended up watching a lot of Leverkusen this season specifically because of him, and towards the tail end of the season, just to see all the drama that was happening in the late stages of the games for them. And, he would play well. He played very well. And he's someone that at one point, especially when Scaloni first took over as coach of the Argentina national team, he was a regular and he was starting matches, ultimately kind of fell down in the pecking order for the national team, but was still part of the Copa America team, was still part of the team that won the World Cup, and in all likelihood will be selected for the Copa America. I would be shocked if he wasn't. Now, is he going to start for Argentina? Probably not. I would be surprised if he does. Not necessarily against it, but I would be surprised. And let me know overall, how surprised were you with Palacios and, of course, Leverkusen this season? Would you take Palacios to the Copa America? Although I think I know the answer to that one. And if yes, would you start him? And if not, who would you bring him on as a substitute for? Let me know down below. Palacios still young and doing very, very well and big things with Bayer Leverkusen. So congratulations to him and everybody so far that has won a trophy, a league title with their clubs. Now, moving on to somebody that might be a bit of a surprise to everybody, but there was an Argentine that won the league in Spain with Real Madrid, and that is the 19-year-old Nico Paz, the midfielder, the Argentine. He did only play 4 games with them, but officially that does count. He does have a league title, and congratulations to him. He probably will not be at the Copa America for Argentina. If Madrid let him, I could absolutely see him at the Olympics this summer, but he probably won't be with the national team. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with him next season. We know they're midfielders. We know what's going on, especially with the likes of Toni Kroos and Luka Modric. They're not getting any younger. And he got a couple of games this season. Hopefully he gets more next season. So he's definitely a talent to look out for. So that makes it 4 league champions. There is 1 left. Last and certainly not least, we are talking about Lautaro Martinez with Inter. Just an incredible season for him. 33 games, a league high, 24 goals and 6 assists. Was in the starting 11 84% of the time. And he turned it on this season for Inter. I know a lot of people are going to talk about how, the penalty miss versus Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, but if we're looking specifically just at the league in Italy, there's no better striker in Italy right now than Lautaro Martinez, and I'd argue he's easily in the top 3 top forwards in the world right now. Doesn't get enough recognition, in my opinion. And funny enough, he and Julian Alvarez, we've spoken about their friendly rivalry in terms of both of them being number 9s and who's going to start for Argentina and all that stuff. But Argentina's 2 number 9s won league titles, and both played a very, very important role with their clubs. I know a lot of people maybe tend to undermine what Alvarez did with City, but he was extremely important, especially in the first half of the season. And Lautaro Martinez, 24 goals, league high. It's his second league trophy with Inter in Italy. Both of them on fire going into the Copa America. And it's a fun problem to have. It's a good problem to have if you're Scaloni. What's going to happen? Who's going to start? Is it going to be Lautaro? Is it going to be Julian? We don't know. But what I do know is Lautaro should be getting more recognition. I don't know if it's because he hasn't won a Champions League, or they haven't gone far this season in the Champions League, or whatever it is. I don't know, but he absolutely deserves more respect, more recognition, because in my opinion, he is one of the best forwards in the world, the best striker in the world, or one of the best strikers in the world, especially this season. 24 goals is very, very impressive. And as for the $1 million question, is Lautaro Martinez going to be at the World Cup? I think at the Copa America. I think we all know the answer to that one. Who's going to start between him and Alvarez? Would it be both? I don't know. Let me know down below your opinion. What do you think? And who would you start between the two, or do you start them both? And overall, what do you make of Lautaro's season with Inter? Whether it's just the league, or if you want to take into consideration the Champions League as well. But overall, how would you rate his season? Let me know down below. Now, the European season is over. We essentially just have the European Cup finals that are left. And then after that, we have 2 friendly matches for Argentina. Then it's the Copa America. We have a lot of content. We've been releasing a lot of content so far, and we're going to keep doing so as we get closer and closer to the Copa America. So if you like what you saw, hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hit that notifications button to be the first person notified as soon as a new video drops. Once more, my name is Roy Nemmer of Mundo Albiceleste.com, and thank you for watching.